Hi all folks, this is Max from HTC EvoHacks.com. I guess there's a better way, not a better way, there's actually a way to flash kernels, the whole ROM. You just can't flash radios, and you're not going to do that pretty much anyways. You don't really need to update the radios. So how to flash kernels and the ROMs on HBOOT 1.5. Basically what we're going to do is flash the Clockwork mod recovery into boot partition, and then we can just zip the whole ROM file from there. Or also you can take out the boot.img, the boot image from any ROM that you want to flash, or the kernel, and use fastboot to flash it. But I'll show you both methods, but the first one I'll show you is flashing the Clockwork mod recovery to your recovery or boot partition. So let's do that. Just turn off your phone. Make sure under settings, power, fastboot is checked off. That way you can get into bootloader, and then turn it off. And you can turn that back on. Fastboot basically lets you boot your phone faster, but for booting into bootloader, we need to turn that off so we can do that. Or you can take the battery out to it, do it too. But anyway, once your phone is turned off, hold down the volume down. Oh, it's still turning off. Take the USB cable out. Hold down the volume down and the power button to get into bootloader. Alright. Alright. And then, as you can see, I'm on HBOOT 1.5 unlocked. I use the HTC unlock method. Select on fastboot and hit power. And then let's go to our computer. And then open up a command prompt or a terminal. And then go browse to the root evo 3D new directory. If you root it using my method at htcevohacks.com, you already have this directory. If you don't, download my root evo 3D new.zip and put it somewhere where you can browse to it using cd/that. And then here we're going to type fastboot boot and cwm, and like that. This basically will boot into Clockwork mod recovery, and from there we're going to actually try to flash new ROM, and hopefully this will flash the kernel too. So do that, and it's gonna reboot into Clockwork mod recovery, as you can see. And let's go to our phone and go copy over your ROM file. You can do that before I did it, or I'm gonna do it now, so I forgot to do it. Go to mounts and storage, mount your USB storage, and I'm gonna go to computer, and I'm gonna actually install this ROM called Tweak Synergy, and I'll be right back. So it's almost done. I'm gonna actually flash a 2.3.3 ROM here. It's not supposed to work with HBOOT 1.5, but using this method you can by booting into Clockwork mod recovery. Go back, just copy the file over, wipe data factory reset, say yes, hit the power button, and then I'm gonna go to install zip from SD card. Choose zip from SD card, power button. I'm gonna choose Coolblue-Synergy 318, which is the Tweak Synergy, and I'm gonna hit the power button and say yes. And I will be back when this is done. Hi all folks, so let's go back, and I'm gonna reboot and see if the kernel flashed. Then finally we can flash kernels. And the other method you can use is if you unzip the ROM file, there's a file called boot.img, and you can copy that unzip just the boot.img and use a command called fastboot space flash space boot space boot.img to flash the boot image, and then you go to Clockwork mod recovery and flash it. But I think this method is simpler, so But I'll have another video on that to flash custom kernels. So I'll be back when this reboots. And voila, I rebooted. You can see it flashed the Ziggy 471 kernel. Let me double check that Wi-Fi is working here. Let me show you that Wi-Fi is working. And it's working. It shows my Wi-Fi. And I believe Forge is working. Let me go test it real quick. Actually, I'm inside. I don't really get good signals here, but if it turns on, it means it's working. Because before it wasn't even turning on. But it should be able to connect. I get pretty small 4G signal here, but I do get some. So it's scanning, so it's working. Connecting to Sprint. Well, I'm not getting a signal, but as you can see, everything's working. So you get everything with the Revolutionary. You just have to boot Clockwork Mod Recovery from Fastboot, like I showed you, and flash this image. Now you can get overclocking all this stuff that you've been waiting for. Anyway, thanks to this guy D38TH35425. He was the one who alerted me on this. So anyway, thanks y'all, and subscribe, and now you can flash kernels. Oh yeah, see y'all later.